Good morning, everyone. Jeanette Byro here. I'm a medium and a channeler. Welcome to your Wednesday Wisdom with Spirit, where I will tune in through mediumship or channeling and see what the message is today. So, how are we all doing? How are you feeling? How are the energies? Because to me, they are very intense. This has been an intense week so far. And I find if I'm not conscious of my thoughts, the energy can whirl them away into something. There's a lot that our thoughts can be pulled into. So I'm just really observing that. I'm really noticing that I have to be conscious of my thoughts. So I'm curious if you're feeling the same. Now, also I want to say thank you for your feedback on the microphone. I have ordered another one. So right now we're using this old one, but I will have another one. So thank you. I appreciate that feedback. Okay, so today let's see who's here, and then I'm going to see what the message is. So just hold on, I'm just going to dive right in. So again, if it's mediumship, if you're new to my channel, when I tune in through mediumship, my eyes will be open while I'm giving the message because I'm really just the interpreter of what I see, hear, or feel, or all of it. If it is channeling, I'll keep my eyes closed and they just merge more with my energy and it comes direct through me. So let's see what it is. Hold on. Okay, this is mediumship. And again, this comes from my whole council. It's really interesting how often it seems that my whole council wants to come and have a conversation, right? They want to join in as a collective of spirit. And they're saying it's because they really want to represent your spirit guides as well. It's like this collective energy. There's many involved in helping us grow and ascend on our planet right now. The message is right now to take this opportunity, because yesterday I believe we talked about pausing for a moment. In this energy, as we feel a whirl around us, someone described it to me recently as feeling like there's a tornado all around, but you're kind of sitting right in the middle. In this energy, take the time to reflect on how far you have come. And it's not necessarily to lead to manifesting, to lead to clarity, but it will most likely provide avenues for those things. Because when you reflect on how far you have come, even if you just go back to 2020 until now, and you look at how many things you have overcome, how many times your personal narratives have changed, how you have grown more independent in your kind of sovereign self, how you've started to tune in more and more into your intuition, into your own frequency, how you have begun to create boundaries with yourself and with others, how you've started to gain a deeper connection with your spirit guides, with the world around you, how you've opened up your consciousness. All of those things is how Spirit is saying, reflect on how far you've come. Because when you pause in the midst of a storm and reflect on how far you've come, it is one of the best ways to fill your own tank so that you can feel like you have the energy to keep going. Because right now, in this eclipse energy, and even where we are in the journey of ascension in these 4 years of growth from 2020 to 2024, like Spirit had said, 100 years worth of growth in the span of 4 years. It is very tiring where we are at now. It's like at the end of a marathon, but you're not done yet. You still have a little ways to go, but you're depleted. Many people are feeling depleted right now, and it's understandable. There's no judgment on that at all, especially from the spirit world. So that's why they're saying, take stock of how far you've come. Think of all of the things that you have overcome, that you have grown into, and take the energy from that recognition and let it fill your tank, because it will give you the energy to see this through. That's a big piece. That's the first part. Beautiful. Okay. Now we have, so my council is kind of a mix of masculine energies, feminine energies, and a little bit of kind of neutral androgynous energies. What was interesting is I just saw then the masculines, the ones that are represented within masculine energy, stand up for a collective message that we will notice too how there is divinity rising within the masculine polarity. So I am very, very clearly not speaking of men versus women. We all have masculine and feminine energy within us. We have different times in our lives where we take on more of a masculine or a feminine energy depending on what's going on in our lives. Ideally, we want to have a balance of it. But the ones that are representing that masculine principle are saying we will see a rise in a divinity within the masculine frequency. And what that means is action potentials. We're going to start to notice those around us taking action, but in a very high conscious way. It's not action based on reaction in a very primal way of defense or anger or outbursts, but rather clear, concise, thoughtful action that is for the good of many, right? Like it's a step up. It's not, if we use the idea of the animal brain, right? The animal brain is reactive. Or if we say like, when they've studied, the amygdala in our brains is like a reptilian brain. I'm not talking reptilian species of alien. I'm just talking about the primal reactory part of the brain. And I may be calling it the wrong thing. I think it was the amygdala, but don't quote me on that. That is based in our primal responses. That part of the brain innervates when we need to react in a very primal way to save our lives. What's happening is we're evolving beyond that in consciousness so that we can feel those reactory sensations or triggers, but we can then raise it up into, say, a different part of the brain where we can consciously think about what we want to do about it, how it can benefit the greater collective, and then act on it. There's a thought process. It's not an instant reaction where we then sometimes have to backpedal. It is a well thought out action plan, so to speak. That's the energy we're going to start seeing, and you will see that in people around you as well as in yourself. But sometimes to get to that point, we have to pause and reflect on how far we have come. Because for some people, taking that action is a challenging one because maybe they grew up being very reactory, and so their goal was to not be reactory, but maybe they've perfected that so much that now where they need to be reactive, but with consciousness, they're not doing it. Right? So again, there's many ways that this can show itself, but notice the patterns of conscious thought moving through you or those around you, and how the actions that are starting to be taken are taken with consciousness. And this is a beautiful thing. I love that. I love that. Okay, I'm just going to see if there's anything else. Okay, and lastly, they're saying, the reason why they're bringing this up is because every action matters. Every step taken right now matters and leaves a bigger imprint. So every time that you make an action or you take an action, it has a bigger ripple. It's kind of like it's a bigger stone that's being thrown in the water. Maybe before the stones you were throwing were really little, but now they're big. So it makes a bigger ripple. There's an amplification of the energy right now. And so again, the more you're aware of everything that's been playing out for you and really where you are now, the greater the ripple is created. And that's a really cool thing. I love that. All right, so I will leave that with all of you for today. Thank you so much, as always, for joining me. I appreciate it. Do check out Cosmic Consciousness tonight. It is all about great karmic reset with a galactic shift that we're experiencing right now. I am bringing in a channel message from Mary Magdalene, as well as a couple other goddess energies are with her in that, to really help us get to the root of some kind of unconscious narratives and shift them, and why this is all happening right now and why it is so important. It is just a beautiful share. I can't wait. So if you're feeling drawn to that, you can sign up at avalonspirit.com under Cosmic Consciousness, and I will see you tonight, hopefully. So have a great day, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.